Ever thought about how a minor slip-up in account management could lead to a cybersecurity nightmare? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? In this digital era, where data is the new gold, managing accounts is no less than a high-stakes game of chess. And remember, even a small misstep can make you vulnerable, exposing your precious data to the hungry eyes of cyber predators. But don't fret. Today, we delve into the world of account management and its pivotal role in cybersecurity. Account management, often overlooked, holds the key to the kingdom in cybersecurity. This isn't mere hyperbole. The role of account management in safeguarding digital assets is paramount. Let's dive in. Imagine a castle. Within its walls, it houses precious treasures, secret documents, and the royal family. Now consider the castle's keys. In the wrong hands, they could spell disaster. In cybersecurity, accounts are those keys. They grant access to systems, data, and networks. The management of these accounts, therefore, is akin to a castle's key master, responsible for keeping those keys safe and out of the wrong hands. But what happens when we neglect this crucial task? Let's turn to a real-life case study, the infamous 2013 Target data breach. In this incident, hackers didn't directly attack Target's systems. Instead, they targeted a third-party vendor's account, which had access to Target's network. Once inside, they were able to deploy malware and compromise the credit card information of 40 million customers. This wasn't a failure of firewalls or encryption, it was a failure of account management. The vendor's account had more access than necessary, a common mistake known as privilege creep. If the vendor's account had been better managed, the breach could have been prevented. Here's another angle to consider. The breach went undetected for weeks. Why? Because the account activity wasn't being adequately monitored. Regularly reviewing account activity can flag unusual behavior and stop an attack in its tracks. This example underscores just how critical diligent account management is in the realm of cybersecurity. It's not just about creating and deleting accounts or setting passwords. It's about managing access levels, monitoring activity, and regularly reviewing privileges. As we can see, the lack of robust account management can open doors for cyber criminals. It's like leaving the castle's keys unguarded. The importance of effective account management cannot be overstated. It's an essential line of defense in the ever-evolving battlefield of cybersecurity. So, how can we protect our accounts from cyber threats? The first and foremost practice is to establish strong password policies. Passwords are the keys to our digital kingdom, and making them as robust as possible is paramount. This means using unique passwords for each account, incorporating a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. And let's not forget about length. A password that's at least 12 characters long is much harder to crack than a shorter one. Now, let's take it a step further with two-factor authentication, or 2FA. This is a security measure that requires two different types of identification before access is granted. It's like having a second lock on your door. Even if someone manages to guess your password, they'll still need to pass this second layer of security. But even with the strongest passwords and 2FA, accounts are not invincible. This brings us to our next best practice: regular account audits. The importance of this practice is best illustrated through the infamous Equifax breach of 2017. In this case, an outdated system account was exploited, leading to the exposure of personal data of nearly 150 million people. Had there been a regular audit of system accounts, this outdated account might have been detected and deactivated, potentially preventing the breach. Regular audits involve checking for any inactive, outdated, or unnecessary accounts and removing or updating them as necessary. They also include verifying the access levels of all active accounts to ensure that no account has more access than it needs. This principle, known as the principle of least privilege, is a cornerstone of account management. By incorporating these practices into our account management strategy, we can create a formidable defense against cyber threats. Strong passwords, two-factor authentication, and regular audits are not foolproof, but they greatly enhance the security of our accounts. By implementing these practices, we can significantly reduce the risk of account exploitation. Looking ahead, what does the future hold for account management in cybersecurity? As we venture further into the digital age, the role of technology in account management is becoming increasingly significant. Consider the advancements in biometric technology. As it continues to evolve, biometrics is poised to become an integral part of account management. Imagine a world where the need for passwords is obsolete, replaced by unique biological identifiers like fingerprints, facial recognition, or even heartbeat patterns. Not only does this minimize the risk of account compromise due to stolen or forgotten passwords, but it also offers an ease of access that traditional account management methods simply can't compete with. Now let's turn our attention to artificial intelligence, or AI. Organizations are already harnessing the power of AI for real-time account monitoring and anomaly detection. By continuously analyzing account activity, AI systems can identify unusual patterns indicative of potential security threats. These systems can then alert the account holder or even take preemptive action to lock the account, thereby minimizing damage. In the future, we might even see AI systems that can predict potential security breaches before they happen, using machine learning to recognize patterns that indicate a threat is imminent. This proactive approach to account management could prove invaluable in our ongoing fight against cybercrime. Emerging technologies undoubtedly offer exciting possibilities for bolstering account security. As we look to the future, it's clear that the landscape of account management in cybersecurity is set to undergo some revolutionary changes. So, what have we learned today about account management in cybersecurity? In this journey, we've discovered that account management is not just a peripheral factor, but a central cog in the engine of cybersecurity. Its significance lies in its ability to prevent unauthorized access, safeguard sensitive data, and maintain system integrity, all of which are critical in the contemporary digital landscape. When account management is taken lightly, the consequences can be severe. It's like leaving your front door wide open in a neighborhood known for burglaries. This highlights the importance of best practices such as regular password updates, multi-factor authentication, and principle of least privilege. These practices are our shields, our bulwarks against potential threats. Looking towards the future, we see trends like biometric authentication and AI-based systems, which promise to further strengthen our defenses. Remember, in the realm of cybersecurity, good account management isn't just an option, it's a necessity.